Hi friends, it's Tori here, and it's really late at night, so I thought this would be like the perfect time to, talk about why I was gone for a while. So I believe, hold on one second. By the way, I'm just gonna be playing Sims 2 while I talk to you guys about this stuff. I don't think I'll be editing this video, I think I'll just keep it as a, just raw video. Um, so I um let's see. About 2 months ago, I what was that? I said that I was going to be taking a break from posting for a while. Um, the reason for that was because of many things. Number one was school. Um, I always, had our oh, that's so cute. They're all like writing together. That's so cute. Oh, I guess Chloe's done. Anyways, I've always, had a hard time with school. Like I never, you know, it was just hard for me to do, you know. And so with me trying to, keep this channel alive and also juggle school, this just was really hard for me to do. Especially since that like this was my senior year. So like I really like needed to like, kind of, I guess luck in, as people would say. Um I also I also was stepping away because of a very personal incident that happened. Um my brother, we aren't, really that, close or whatever. And so I think um okay, yeah, I remember. Sorry, it's been trying to jog my memory. So, around that time, I was having a hard time, and I still am having a hard time, like making money and stuff. I feel like everyone, always has trouble with that. Anyways, oh, there I am. And so the fact that I was my brother okay, sorry, let me restart. So I was coming home from work one night, and oh, that's cute. Change your to work. Get out of your work clothes. Yeah. Okay. Um. So I was coming home from work one night. Normally I get rides home from work from my mom, but she was sick that night, so my brother had to um come and take me home because I don't have a driver's license or anything like that really. So that's just what I had to do. Um. And so me and my brother, we really aren't, on like the best of terms. We never really got along, especially even in my childhood. So, I don't know. I guess I've always been like weary around him, if that makes any sense. So, um, when I got in the car after work, I was just silent and keeping to myself, really, because, I don't really, I mean, I think it's kind of obvious I'm not really like a talking kind of person. But yeah, um, and so all of a sudden, he starts speaking to me about how, like this is before I, became a legal adult. This was before I turned 18. So he was talking about how like you're almost 18, you don't have a car, you're relying on mom for everything, you like don't really do anything, you're just basically a lazy slob. Like he was really just like digging in at me about the way my lifestyle is. And I'm not trying, um, I wouldn't, not going to like, explain what the lifestyle is, it's personal business, so, you're not really gonna know about that, 'cause, I have, privacy too. So, yeah. Anyways, um, so he just digging in on me about, how life was, and he was mainly talking about the fact about how I take like advantage of my mom, and I was trying to say, well, no, that's not really true. Like we've been getting along well. We've been like, we've been doing good. Because it was a problem in the past, but I've grown, I've changed my ways. I'm like a much better person now. So yeah. Um, that make me feel. Not right now, right now. And so he was talking about how I like need to, you know, try to get my life together before I turn 18 because the way I'm living now is not cool in his eyes or whatever. And so I was just like, okay, yeah, sure. I'm I'm basically dumbing it down, but like the stuff he said was like much meaner, I guess I would say. So yeah. Um, Chloe, can you go around the house and clean, please? Thank you. Um, and so like the way he talks to me, the way he's always talked to me, it's been very condescending. Like he looks down at me, like he thinks I'm just like a piece of trash or whatever. I don't know how to explain it. But that's what basically was happening. The words he was saying just, really hurtful. And I'm a sensitive person. I'm not, oh, what the fuck? Okay, knock yourself out, guys. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm an emotional person. I'm a sensitive person, sometimes I'm vulnerable to my feelings. My feelings get hurt sometimes. And so I, I was trying my best, not to cry for him because I feel like if he saw that, it would have been over for me. I would have probably been dead meat. I probably wouldn't even be alive right now. Um, so literally the whole time while he was digging down in me, I was just like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. And then after, he started, he was like, do you understand what I was just like, it was a very, like, very weak, like, yes, it was just like a, yes. Like it was almost as if you could, like, hear me crying, but I wasn't. And so, as soon as I got out the car, I was still trying my hardest, like, not to cry, not to cry, not to cry. And, it was a lot for me, because what he said to me was just, really hurtful. And, Courtney, what are you doing? Um, anyways, it was hurtful. It hurt my feelings a lot. I felt, like, totally unloved. I felt like, I didn't really matter. I feel like if I were to not exist anymore, like, that would be fine with everyone. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what was going on. And when I finally got into the house, I just, wanted to immediately go to my mom and tell her what just happened to me. And so, um, she, sorry, um, and so when I got into her room, I was like, my, mo- I said, "Mom," and then, I just lost it. Like I couldn't take it anymore. Like I was just, you know, it hurt my feelings really badly. It hurt really badly. Like my feelings were hurt really badly. And so, um, I was just, trying to do, so much right now. I was, working hard at work. I was working to, pay for, um, my driver's ed classes. I was working hard to, pay for the car that I'm eventually going to get soon. But, talked about that already. There was just so much going on in my life right now that I just like couldn't take it, and I broke down in front of my mom. Like I literally was, I like started bawling, crying. I just like fell to the floor, not like fell, but you know what I mean. And then she was like, Tori, what's wrong? Like, Tori, what's wrong? Like, come on, talk to me. Tell me what's wrong. What happened? What happened? Because, like, you know, Kim, did you burn the fucking food? You're dumb. Like, me and my mom, we've always had that bond where, sometimes, we talk about our feelings sometimes when, something's going wrong. And so that's what I was trying to do, but it was just so hard for me to do because, I was just in so much pain. I was hurting so badly that, it was impossible for me to do. And, eventually I did manage to, tell her what happened to me. And I was just losing it. And I was like talking about, like, I'm sorry. I've been trying so hard. I've been trying so hard. And I feel like I still wasn't enough for anyone. I felt like it's such a disappointment to, like, um, like myself. I felt like a disappointment to my mom. I felt like a disappointment to everyone in my life. I feel like I was like, letting everyone in my life down because I guess I wasn't living up to whatever my brother was telling me that I wasn't living up to. Beyonce, what is wrong? Beyonce, go and eat. Go and eat. Oh my God. Oh my God. Teleport here, sit down and eat. Um, so yeah, I've just, I've always struggled with like, um, I guess, you know, trying to live up to other people's needs. I've grown better with that in the future now, but, you know, it was hard for me at the time. I was, at a really dark point in my life. I was, just really sad all the time. And, oh, one thing that I should mention, I totally forgot to tell you, was that, when, me and my brother were in the car, he mentioned that if I didn't have my life together before my birthday, before I turned 18, there was going to be a problem. And, when I say that, I'm pretty sure you understand what he meant by that. So, with the degrading that already happened, and also the threat that was just made, I, of course, was even more scared. And so I told that to my mom as well. Because, I was scared for my life. I thought that something was going to happen. I was scared for my life. I thought, something was going to happen. I was going to get hurt. It was going to be really bad. And yeah, that was one of the main reasons why I ended up leaving for a while. Um, I was just, struggling with that. I was trying to, just trying to get on track, I guess. And yeah, so that was one of my problems. Chloe, I was gonna eat that. Tori, grab a plate. I can't believe you just did that to me, Chloe. Anyways, so yeah, that was one of the main reasons what I was struggling with. The second one, I think I already said I was struggling with school, singing. I was just, trying to graduate on time, God, it is really bright. I don't need all these lights. There's too many lights. These can go too. So yeah, there was that problem. Nikki, where are you? Nikki, you need to come and eat. Um, so, after I did end up graduating. So that's how, I'm here now. I'm here and back. I don't really talk to my brother anymore. Well, I never did, but I've cut off contact, really. I never did, and I never really talked to him in the past either, but I've 100% made sure that, like, I never really talked to him again. Because, he hurt me in such a way that just, it was awful. I mean, you never had the best relationship even when growing up either, I just, hurt all the time, if you know what I mean. So yeah, there was that. It wasn't fun. Um, but yeah, so there was that. Um, Nikki, you need to come and eat. Like, I don't know what the hell you're doing. So yeah. Um, but now that I've, graduated, um, I don't really, worry about what others are, really thinking about me anymore. I've, grown from that. I've done much better in life. I am struggling financially right now. That's, only one kind of problem I'm having, but I feel like that kind of did inspire me to, come back, especially after, my monetization back. So that did help out a lot. So yeah, with that, oh, excuse me. So with that going on, I'm doing better now. My mental health is much better. I feel like my main stressor that was keeping me from, actually making videos was, school, my mental health. But now that, I'm like happier in life, I'm like doing like much better. I don't really have that problem anymore, which is a good thing. I always, I, I try to cover it up. I never really talk about, stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Like sometimes I will often say, I'm really trying to, upload more of schools in the way. I would always say that, but, I kept saying the same thing over and over and over. But, now that's kind of really have to do with that anymore. Um, but yeah, other than the financial situation right now, I am much happier in life. I'm doing much better. I'm working on many things. I'm working on, the machinima I'm making. I don't know if I told you about that already, but I'm working on the same as machinima. I have many videos planned. That was also another reason I didn't have many video ideas. I had like no ideas. That's funny, Courtney. Oh, you're so. Okay, Brittany, stop playing with kids. I think it's bothering them. It's bothering them. Stop playing. Thank you. So yeah. Um, now that sorry, like keep repeating the same things over and over. I'm just, I guess I just sometimes, ramble on. Hey, Britt. She's so cute. I love her. But she and Courtney, what the fuck? Yeah. So now that I have many more video ideas, I'm gonna be doing my best to, push them all out to you guys. I'm gonna try to be more open about myself. I'm gonna do better. I promise. And you can ask my friends. I do not break promises. That's one thing about me is that I never break any promises. So mark my words. I am going to be more open. I'm gonna push out more videos. I'm gonna do better. I promise you guys that. Okay? Um, so yeah, that's pretty much why I was, gone for a while. I'm back now. And yeah, um, I hope you guys, I hope you guys, you're all, y'all are okay as well. 'Cause, sometimes it can be hard out there. It's not really fun sometimes, you know, being in this world, especially right now. I don't want to talk about that, but you know what I mean. It's not fun. But yeah, I'll be better. I promise. Thank you so much for, everyone who's, been with me these past few years, who supported me, even when I was like a really small channel, you know, helping me get to where I am now. I know I'm still not crazy popular. Well, I'm notoriously popular for, one video. But other than that, thank you everyone. Thank you for the support on my channel. It really means a lot to me. It's refreshing, to see that, people, actually do enjoy my videos. They like what I do. People have the same interests as me. That's kind of why I did start this channel was to, you know, share community and, share my interests and, find people who are like-minded. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I really, like, truly do mean it that you guys all really do matter to me a lot. I thank you a lot. You really, seriously, you all mean the world to me. And I hope you all have a blessed day, night, whatever. Thank you very much for the continuing support, especially through this tough time for me right now as well. Um, the GoFundMe is still active. Um, I'll put the link in the description here. So you can donate if you want to. You don't have to, but you're welcome to share, spread the word or whatever. Just get someone to help me out. I am working on trying to get a better, I think I probably have, people who are, actually doesn't matter. I'm working on getting a better job, a job that, pays more, because my current job isn't really fun. I'm not really getting paid enough, which is, really annoying, in this economy especially. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on getting a better job. Mariah, why are you not in your one outfit? Change it to your one outfit. I made this really cute outfit for Mariah. I don't know why she's not in it. Um, but yeah, you know, thank you all so much for, the continued support, being with me throughout this whole journey. It really means a lot to me. Thank you very much. Your support means the world to me. Thank you all, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.